I think we need to be able to have required viewing so that we can all have things in common to discuss. He didn't listen to a whole lot of Red for like 3 weeks.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
But to be fair, like Whole Lot of Red is so outside the lane of AD, but then like the Billie Eilish documentary, which is what we're talking about, that is within the realm of house phone, because if she wasn't famous, she would be like a girl that you were doing coke at Ham with.
No.
No?
I loved it though.
If she wasn't so talented, she would definitely be at warehouse shows.
My fucking ex-girlfriend used to be like her stylist, so I knew about her like way before y'all did.
For real?
Should have kept her.
I mean, no, but that girl doesn't style for her anymore, but she used to.
I'm just going to throw a thought out there randomly, is that the amazing thing that this documentary really did a great job of painting for me was how lonely and depressing and shitty it is to be a mega celebrity. Like being,
and at such a young age.
Being moderately famous is pretty tight. I'm not going to lie to you. She is at the end of the famous landscape that is just so unpleasant, and it's totally personified when she gets done her Coachella performance and she wants to hang out with her boyfriend, who at that moment is like the only thing that she gives a shit about, and he's out having fun with everybody. And she can't, like, her going to a fucking party at Coachella is going to be like a fucking war zone. So she just
she literally can't even.
She's on the outs of that fun young thing she wants to be a part of, and it was just crazy to watch it.
You know what we were talking about? Like, we were talking about how, like, I mean, just like you just said about the Ham shit, like, if she didn't go, like, if she would have had the trajectory of like a regular artist, she would have had to go through that phase of like going to these underground shows and like building up relationships and connections and shit like that.
I used to always say that about Juice WRLD, because when I was just watching him blow the fuck up, it was like, this is amazing, but also I really wish that you had had a few more years to not be huge. Like if Juice WRLD had like toiled away in the underground LA scene for a couple years and then blew up, it would have been like, you know, it would have been advantageous to him, just in the sense that I think he would have developed more skills in terms of just being a regular person, you know?
No, for sure.
But it just wasn't meant to be, because he just came out the gate just killing it musically so hard. And same thing with her. Like, she didn't get a chance to be like a 21-year-old girl who like works at a coffee shop and like goes to fucking open mic nights and shit. Yeah,
she's probably like 20 now, 19 maybe.
She turned 18 like 6 months ago or something.
That shit, you know,
yeah, right.
But it would have been dope if she got a chance to be a regular adult. It should be like basketball, where like, well, it's not like that in basketball either, but where you go to college before you get to be a pro.
They just changed that though.
Right.
They just changed that.
No, but that shit was like, they did a real good job of showing her personality. Because like, that's somebody that I looked at. Because I know a lot of people may say, "Oh, they're mega famous. What they got to be depressed about?" I can see why she's depressed.
No, for sure. Even
like, for real. And I believe it. You know what I mean?
Bro, that sucks, bro. Like, for real. Like, people, like, that shit is not as all it's cracked up to be. You feel me?
One thing that I also thought was crazy was just witnessing, like, because she does a performance, she fucks up her lyrics during one part of it, and then she's so upset about it afterwards, and her parents are like trying to explain it to her that like, it's okay. Like, you just played a fucking gigantic show and you killed it, and it was in front of all these people. You fucked up one lyric. It's okay. But it's like you see her in that sort of like teenage cloud where she just like can't see the forest from the trees and can't see that everything's fine. You just fucked up one little thing. It's okay. Nobody's going to remember.
Is that even a teenage thing? Because I know people like that now still.
I mean, by the time you get to 37, you'll get used to fucking up. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. Like, you'll get used to things going wrong and it'll be okay. But like, she's just got so little life experience at that point that fucking up at all just seems so crushing.
But you know, I took from that is that she really cares about her craft. Yeah. She cares about her fans. Even like, they show parts of that when she's singing and it just sounds fucking amazing. And she's like, this is so bad. I'm like, no, nigga, this sounds crazy.
Amazing, yeah.
You feel me? Like, and she's really like upset, like, you know what I mean? And then two, I was like, damn, how many times she fucking broke her ankle? Like 3 times in the documentary.
God, I know, right?
Damn.
Yes,
she fucks
bro.
it up so bad at one point. And at one point, her legs are so fucked up from just jumping up and down on stage that she just has to like fully be like icing them. She can barely perform the next night. It was crazy. Like, it really made me want to like listen to her music more too, because I've only really listened to like that one album like one time, and it was dope, but like, I don't know, it's like just seeing her in that creative space. Like, I was really so amazed by her parents. Like, her parents just seem like they fucking raised her in like the best possible way that you could imagine if you wanted to have a kid who was going to be super independent and good with music and just like doesn't give a fuck about what anybody else sees, like or what anybody else thinks. I think like I always thought people who homeschooled their kids were basically crazy.
Yeah.
Like that seemed really fucked up to me. But she's never been to school. So she had all these years to just be a free spirit and to be independent and to not have to get used to being like other people.
And you know, the thing is with that as well is that, like, damn, like, she probably didn't have too many friends at all. She's always around her family. You do music with your brother. You travel with your parents and stuff like that. So it's just like, even having that boyfriend was probably like her first, like, you know what I'm saying, place away from home.
That does make you think, like her being homeschooled, like when she was explaining how bad she had a crush on Justin Bieber when she was a little kid, that kind of like makes more sense when you think about the homeschooling thing. Like she didn't have like boys that she was just meeting in school that she could have a crush on. She just like leaps straight to crushing on this mega star. Did you feel like he seemed kind of thirsty when he hit her up? Like, I want to be on your album.
Who, Justin Bieber?
Nah,
yeah,
not when she's the number one.
That is
at
saying
the time.
I want to be on your album kind of made me feel weird about it.
Instead
like,
of just being like, Lil, let's work on some shit together.
let's do a song or whatever. But he did a remix on her album because they didn't like have time for them to really do that. But I wonder if she would even be comfortable like just getting in the studio with.
I don't think she would go in the studio anywhere.
It's hard to imagine her recording in that normal industry.
She didn't go to the studio at all, huh?
She didn't know, bro. And you know, that's one thing that I took from this whole documentary was like, I see so many people complain about not having things to, you know what I mean? Oh, you want to rap, but I don't have studio time or money for studio time, so I'm not going to go. I want to do YouTube. I don't have the best camera, so I'm not going to do a YouTube. I don't have facility and stuff. And it's like, this girl got 7 Grammys out of her fucking house with little to no instruments, anything, bro. No equipment like
her
that.
Sitting on the bed and her brother fucking engineering the shit right here. Like she's just sitting on the fucking bed. They show her at times where there's like 3-4 other people in there and they're all just laying on the bed in order to be in the studio. I'm like, bro, I want to get you couches. Like, trust me, it would be a lot more comfortable in here if you guys had a couple couches.
But y'all do got to realize too that her older brother is like in a band that was like moderately successful or some shit too. I think they were even. I think even like the label that or something before she got signed or Interscope or I don't know something between her deal like happened because of her brother and shit like that. Like so.
Well, she deserves it.
Yeah, no, shout out, bro.
Him too.
I wish I had. Yeah,
For
right.
Sure. He's the fucking glue, bro.
Right.
I was watching that. I'm like.
You know what I think with him? He's like the way Yams was to Rocky. Where like Rocky was like a young dude who had some talent rapping and he was cool, he had the star power, but then you take Yams, he's 10 years older than, or he's like at least a few years older than you, and he knows the whole game inside and out. He like understands rap all the way back through the 90s and shit, and he was able to put Rocky on game and like build him up to a level that would have taken him years to get to. And that's what I was seeing with Billie is like it would have took her years to figure this shit out, but instead she had a brother to really like show her what the fuck to do
and writing the songs and shit.
She'd take her like natural talent and combine that with the fact that her parents fostered that and that her brother was like so talented too. That just
imagine getting a Grammy to with your brother.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
that's how that feels.
And you making it out. And you know
like
what?
8 Grammys.
You're like 8. And then too, like, I don't think they're ever going to move out of that house. I think that's where the magic is, bro.
Oh my! You know, I was thinking, I'm like, they should totally move to a mansion in a gated community. But
the magic.
Do you think that they're still there?
No,
I think they're still there.
No way.
She's already so famous by the end of the documentary, and they're still living there. But I kind of feel like now, with the documentary coming out, maybe now they got to leave because the house is going to become like a fucking tourist attraction.
True. Yeah.
But the way it looks like the parents like don't care, and the whole time I'm watching it, it was just like. They did a job of making it seem like they were poor. It was just like, we can't get this car. We can't get. I was like, huh?